Welcome to the Stix episode 24,
Oh my
the
God, I'm
Drake May
finally
episode.
back. Oh God.
Yup. Aiden's back in here after God knows how long of a hiatus. It's been like a
Mm,
whole month since bro's been here.
what's the date? It's been
it
over a month. It's been over a
it's
month.
been over a month since Aiden's been here. Yeah,
Because,
he was riding the waves.
yep, the last time we were supposed to record, Drew FaceTimes me, has no idea what's going on. And I flip the camera as I'm standing in knee-deep water outside of my
Yeah.
apartment. And I say, Drew, I don't think I'm podcasting today. So
My
that
play
is
call.
that. And then I was homeless, and then I was at home for for a while, and then um I got a new place, and now we're good.
All right. And according to my play call sheet, it says that we should hop right in to our favorite teams games recap. Starting off
hmm
with my Carolina Tar Heels, where Drizzy
hmm
Drake May would toss the good old pigskin. Um, Carolina gets a victory, 41-14, and Jacoby Criswell was absolutely phenomenal in this game. As you can see, number 12 right there. He got JJ Jones the ball, our best receiver. Um, The offense looked good. The defense looked phenomenal. The defense had struggled this year, and you only give up 14 points to a UVA team who has a very mobile quarterback. Um, and we contained it pretty well. We got two picks. We got a pick six of a big man, a thick six by
Pick
Javari
six.
Ritzy, who had it was an 81-yard pick six. He looked phenomenal in that game. But yeah, Carolina gets a win. Looks good doing it. And Charlotte against Memphis, they lose this game 33-28. Heartbreaker. Memphis took the lead late in the game, and then Charlotte scored too fast. We scored in two plays. Way too fast. Memphis goes down, scores, and Charlotte can't do much. Charlotte actually killed themselves toward the end of the game. We got a pretty decent return when Memphis kicked us the ball with like I don't know 50 seconds and some change. Um, but our kick returner caught the ball and like took a knee. Like he bent down to catch the ball, and in doing so, touched the ground with his knee. And so we were down like the 2 yard line, and then we got sacked for a safety. So, you know,
Dang.
Deshaun Purdy is obviously our best quarterback. We are looking to head it. We're heading into a game here tomorrow as we're recording Thursday on Halloween. Hence
That would
the
be
jersey.
awesome. That'd be
Oh yeah,
awesome.
we'll talk about that one here in a second. But let's hop into Aiden's team is Mountaineers.
Welcome back to another App State game day in Boone. We have been waiting since the day of the hurricane, where
Yup.
um I don't know if Drew talked about it, but we were supposed to play Liberty and then it got canceled and then Liberty's quarterback commented a duck, whatever. That guy sucks anyways. Well, they need to reschedule us and they lost
They
to
lost to
Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State.
Are we for real? That's
Yeah.
a current event. They lost to Kennesaw State.
Yeah.
Any who's he what's it's this game, Joey Aguilar has had his struggles all year. All year. This game, not so much. 67% completion percentage, 300 yards, three touchdowns, and no turnovers. Awesome game from Joey. This is the Joey that I watched last year. And then I I keep saying that we need to give Kanye Roberts the football, but he is just not moving the ball. He only had 38 rushing yards on the 3 yards a carry. And I think we need to start giving the ball to Amani Marshall more. He had 115 yards and a touchdown this game on 18 carries, so 6.5 yards a carry. And I mean, even though Caden Robinson didn't get a score, he had 121 yards. He continues to be our leading receiver, but the man pictured right here, Mekhi Jackson, got a touchdown this week, and he seems to be our biggest touchdown threat all year. I swear, every game we play, Mekhi Jackson scores. So if we can keep this moving into next week and the oncoming weeks, hopefully we can secure a bowl game after this actually horrible start. So
Moving on to the game of the week for this week, which was Texas A&M versus LSU. Texas A&M gets it done. Pretty easy fashion. They come out in the second half and destroy LSU. They were down 17-7 going into half, and then only allowed 7 points to LSU after that, or 6 points.
yeah.
Um, LSU looked really bad in the second half there. But
And
aside from the game itself, I think it's worth mentioning this is a pretty dope jersey matchup here. But
very,
both these
very.
low, it was a 7:30 game. That doesn't matter. Texas A&M looks pretty good. They move obviously move up in the rankings, get a huge top 10 win. I mean, I didn't
Mhm.
think LSU was worthy of a top 10 ranking,
Okay, but
but
I think they could have been worthy of a top 10 because of how sporadic the SEC is at its current state. With
yeah,
Texas and Oklahoma joining, obviously Oklahoma wasn't ready for the SEC. They're getting
no.
killed a game in and a game out. But Texas comes in, they knock off Georgia. So now it's not just like, or no, they didn't knock off Georgia, but it was competitive games and Georgia's losing some of these games. Bama has 2 losses. So I think that the LSU is really, or not the LSU, the SEC is really up for grabs. And
It
A&M is
is.
the only undefeated team in SEC play, which I
I was
think is
like,
insane. So I'm looking at LSU's schedule right now. They play Bama this week, or not
next
this
week.
week, next week. They have a bye this week. And then they get Florida, Vandy, and Oklahoma. Those should
So
be
definitely,
three
definitely an
wins at the
easy
end of
to,
the
yeah.
year. Those should be 3 wins at the end of the year. But like even Vandy's getting top wins. They beat Bama. They beat Kentucky.
Took it to
So
Texas.
I
Almost
know,
had
and
that one against
they
Texas.
was it like 3 points or so?
I
It was
think so, yeah.
27-24, right?
And yeah, and you look at A&M who they have South Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn, and then Texas. So I mean, this is an SEC that
That is
Texas
totally up for
A&M could,
grabs.
yeah. I mean, Texas A&M could mess around, and with all these juggernauts, this favors Texas A&M, who doesn't really have to play too many great teams. I mean, their only loss obviously was that first game of the year against Notre Dame.
Hmm.
So if they can somehow, I mean, they get Texas at home. So I mean, we could legitimately
That'll be
see this
crazy.
team.
That'll be crazy.
We can legitimately see this team win the SEC. It's very possible,
Hmm.
depending on how that game goes towards the end of the year,
And
and
then,
hopefully
I mean,
they
in
don't
even
mess it up.
South Carolina, like even this
South
week, South
Carolina can,
Carolina will be a tough matchup because South
yeah,
Carolina
they
gives it to
will.
teams.
They do,
Their three
especially
losses are
especially at
all very
home.
good games.
Yeah, with well, obviously LSU, Bama, and then
Was it Ole
the
Miss?
they beat. I thought they, yeah, yeah. I thought they beat Ole Miss. Maybe. Yeah. Okay.
They
It was.
killed
They got killed.
Oklahoma.
They got killed by Ole Miss. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Texas A&M. We could see them as SEC in the SEC title game, but we'll see. LSU. They obviously probably need to win out if they want to make playoffs. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
But A&M, even if they do
A&M could be a sneaky
lose
champion.
I mean they could sneak in as an 11 depending on how if they can win the next couple games and then how they handle
I know.
Texas. It's
Yeah, that
possible.
Texas game is really going to be the big factor there,
It really is possible. Mike Elko could have a berth in his first season as that coach.
which is
Moving on to
crazy.
our favorite teams games for this coming week, we have Carolina going to not Tuscaloosa,
You
Tallahassee.
guys better, as much as I hate you guys, Carolina
Yeah,
better beat FSU.
I think they will. I think they will.
I
FSU,
I hope
they
so.
they are. I could not tell you what their problem is. They
Trash.
have the talent there. They just suck. Like they just straight up stink. And they cannot get wins. They barely lose to Duke, and Carolina should have beat Duke. So by the laws of that, I think Carolina can win this game. I don't know who's. I can check it real quick. But Carolina, this definitely should be a win in favor of the Heels. And that's not just me being biased. So Carolina's favored in this game by two and a
Mm-hmm.
half. I think they do it. I think they can do
You
it.
think
It's a
so?
3:30 game. I think they can win this game fairly easy. It all depends on how the defense shows out. The offense for the most part is there. The offense plays good most games.
Yeah.
We still don't have a very good quarterback, but when you have Amara Hampton, I mean, you can move the ball. That's just how it is.
You can
So
move
we're gonna
that
see how
football
this
wherever you
defense
want.
plays. Yeah, we'll see how this defense plays, but I think Carolina cruises to a pretty good victory. I think we can all. If I had to score predict, probably go like 33 to 21. Yep. I think 33
In
21,
favor of
14 point victory.
of
Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Two hour horn a little bit. And we got Tulane versus Charlotte. Charlotte plays tomorrow, as I said earlier. They play tomorrow, Halloween. They're trying to have this be the most packed crowd in Charlotte's history, which I think it's very obtainable. The only deciding factor is, of course, the fact that it's Halloween and people probably want to go out. That
Mm-hmm.
and apparently there's a big concert happening tomorrow at Spectrum Center. So yeah,
That's where
that
I'm
could
gonna
that
be.
could that could take a lot of people away from this game. But I'll
Okay,
be in
but
attendance.
I was gonna say, to be fair, honestly, I'm going to that concert, but they're not gonna count me into that
Yeah.
because I don't go there.
So that's fair. Well, you also wouldn't be at the game. So um we'll see.
Yeah.
I think Tulane probably wins this game. Is how it is. I think Charlotte, if they can, if that we do have that fan turnout, we can hope they can hopefully ride those
Hmm.
fans' energy and hopefully win. But I think if I was the betting man, I'd probably pick Tulane in this matchup. They're just the better team.
Same here.
Moving on to Aiden's Mountaineers.
Oh Lord. So this is a rematch of a game last year where we lost to Old Dominion, even though we totally shouldn't have lost that game. Um, we are technically not favored. It is Old Dominion minus 2.5, which at that point is anybody's game. And we get them at home. And I think that if Joey Aguilar can clear himself up, limit the turnovers, get our offense moving, and oh my God, can we have some run defense, please?
Maybe there.
We have zero run defense at all. And I hate talking bad about it because God, I love App State football, but can we please recruit some linemen? Um, yeah, basically, I, I think that App State can win this game. It's home field advantage. It's 2:30 o'clock. It'll be beautiful out, probably 60 degrees, low 60s, high 50s. It'll be gorgeous out. Um, and the Rock is always popping. Always, always, always. Good or bad, we're on the up right now. We're 3-4, which we were 3-4 at one point last year, but we also didn't lose a game last year. So we can go 7-5 or 7-4. Sorry. So we can go 7-4 as our best record, but that would require us winning 5 straight, which is kind of hard to do in the sport of football. But I think that App State can get the game done, beat ODU at home, leave the fans happy, get revenge for last year. Um, yeah, I'm taking App State.
And for the record, I am just not realizing I did not put State's game in here. Don't know who State plays. Quite
We play
frankly.
Stan. We play Stanford.
Oh yeah, State's winning that one.
Yeah, we play Stanford at home.
Yeah, that's a goof on my part. But you know me, Carolina fan.
I
State's
literally
never
have
that.
my state shirt on.
Never thinking about State ever. That's not true, and you'll see why in later in this presentation. Game of the week: Ohio State versus Penn State.
Oh my God. Where is it at?
it's in Happy Valley, so Pennsylvania.
Oh, is this the
I think
whiteout?
no, it's not. It's a 12 o'clock game. That's what I'm saying. It's a 12 o'clock
This is a
game.
12 o'clock game.
That's what I'm saying. 12 o'clock game. This is. Uh,
Come
I
on.
I don't know why it should be a
That
7:30
should be
game, a
7:30
whiteout,
p.m. prime time
whiteout.
whiteout
Yes,
game
it
day.
should. It should. It is game day. It is game day. Um,
Okay, this is a good game
but
day.
it is a very good game day, and it should be. I feel like Penn State is always in the same situation every year, where they actually have a pretty easy schedule, Big Ten wise. I think Ohio State's the only team they play, and
Yeah,
I just, I don't, I feel the same. I feel the same way about Penn State every single year. They're
it's
just
because
like
they're
that.
good and they have a good
It's like
record
it's
and they
like
get into the
it's like
top
it's like
five and then
Ohio
they play Ohio State every year
or
and they just
Michigan,
lose.
and then they lose. And I think that that's gonna be no different, in my opinion.
I really want
My
Penn State to win. I
I
really
do, I do
do.
too, I do too. I like Drew Aller, but I just think Ohio State's talent is just 10 times better. The defense for Penn State's phenomenal. It's just the
If they
offense.
can stop that offense.
If they can have an offense, the defense for Penn State's good. They just need to have an offense, and they can win this game.
But here's what I think about this. This is a very deciding factor on the Big Ten championship game because Ohio State already lost to Oregon. So if Ohio
Yeah,
State loses this game, I think they're done. Not necessarily
Big Ten
not
wise.
necessarily, yeah, not in terms of like national championship and college football playoff with this new format, but they're totally not in the running for a Big Ten championship if they lose this game.
No, they might as well call it
And
Denzel if they lose this game.
I really like Penn State. My grandma is a huge Penn State fan, and every year she works at Starbucks. She runs this bet with one of her coworkers, who's an Ohio State fan, that whoever wins, they have to wear the other team's like shirt. So
Like
for the
how
last
the
few
NFL
years,
bets.
she's had to wear an Ohio State shirt at work, and she
Yeah, it
hates
must be
Ohio
rough.
State.
I
So
would too.
I'm picking Penn State always.
Yeah,
I picked
I'll,
Penn
I'll
State
go.
last year, and I'm gonna pick
I'll
them
go
this
pin.
year.
I'll go there with you. I'll go there with you. I'm gonna go. I'll go bias. I don't want. I want to see Ohio State lose. I do.
So do I. I'm tired
Let's
of
go.
Ohio
Let's go
State.
pin. But week 8, Peds and Panthers recap. Bronco. Oh, man, I'm just a fun little guy. I didn't put a picture. But that's okay. Broncos beat the Panthers.
Just
It's. I
imagine
mean, just
that's the Broncos tight end.
imagine Zach Ertz is Adam Troutman.
There,
Uh,
there you go. There you go. There you go.
Broncos. I mean, it's the same story every week. So, and then no need to change the picture. The Broncos. It. The Broncos obliterate the Panthers. This one looks worse or better than it is just because the Panthers scored a last second touchdown. But the Broncos dismantle the Panthers. It's the same story every week. The defense doesn't exist. Dave Canales calls screenplays for Bryce Young, and so that's all he throws is screenplays to Miles Sanders. It's not
That's so
fun.
depressing.
It's
That's
so boring to watch.
Dude, I just want you to know that for the last 2 years, that is the football I have been watching with Mac Jones and Bailey
Yeah,
Zappi.
it's just dumped down football. You give it to the guy and just pray that he can get a first down. And Chip Buffer can do that. Chip Buffer has that ability. Miles Sanders does too on occasion. But we just traded away Dante Johnson for a bag of chips and half a mustard bottle.
What did you
And
guys get? It
so
was just some picks, right?
pick swap. We got a 5th round pick.
Dude.
So yeah. So the Panthers are they're going through it. We've been known that. We've been known the Panthers are absolute horrendous. They show the flex bone offense. Draft Ashton Genty, trade the receivers, run a flex bone. It's gonna work. Trust me. If you're out there, Dave Canales, and listening to this, hire me as a coach. I promise you, I'll get this team better. I promise.
Gotta run some Madden offense. Why did you
Yup.
choose this picture? We
I don't
won.
know. It's a cool photo.
This is a photo of Jacoby Brissett getting sacked, and this is from the
It's
first game
also
of the
yeah,
year. I was gonna say
yeah.
this picture is not from this recent game. Anyways, speaking of the same thing every week, I couldn't say the same. I thought our second win was gonna come last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Turns out I was wrong. Um, the Jets, and I have said it once, twice, a lot of times, and I will continue to say it. The
They
Jets will
suck.
forever and always suck until they show me otherwise. And what did they show me here, Drew?
They suck.
That they still suck. Even after trading for Devontae Adams, drafting Garrett Wilson, drafting Brees Hall, trading for Aaron Rodgers, Quinnen
It don't
Williams,
matter.
Sauce Gardner. It doesn't
It
matter.
don't
It
matter.
legitimately does not matter. The Jets still suck. And it simply has to come down to a coaching issue or an execution issue. Because I know Aaron Rodgers is good, and I know Devontae Adams is good, and I know Garrett Wilson's good, and I know
Brees
Brees Hall is
Hall.
good, but they just don't work together. I think it's one of those things where they all just want the ball in their hands so badly that it just doesn't work. It's
Yeah,
like
that
the
makes
Phoenix
sense.
Suns. It's like the Phoenix Suns.
Oh no. But what can we say Duke basketball? That makes more sense.
I mean, it's like the Phoenix Suns or Duke basketball, except the Phoenix Suns and Duke basketball are good.
Yeah, that's
And the
fair.
Jets and the Jets are now last in the AFC East. And they injured, they didn't injure him, but Drake May goes out in the first quarter, which I mean, yeah, it sucks, but he should have gotten down earlier.
He did
Um,
get down.
earlier.
The dude tackled him from behind.
I know. I mean, but I like either way, our starting quarterback goes out. Um, Jacoby Brissett comes in. My hopes drop to the floor. My expectations are literally below my shoes. I'm stepping on them currently. And we come through and we execute. Jacoby Brissett leads a game-winning touchdown drive on fourth and goal. Ramondre gets into the end zone, and then we go for two to go up three, and we're finite done. Patriots are 2-6, and we get to play the Titans this week. Are we kidding?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Mason Rudolph or nothing. Give me the Pats next week too. 2-game win streak.
Well, well, don't you? We can
Oh,
skip
I
that part of
spoiled
the
it.
presentation. But we play the Saints this week. The Panthers play at home. Call me crazy. We can do this. I said I will forever believe in my
I think you
Panthers,
guys
even though we
can too.
absolutely suck.
I
And the
think the
funny thing
Saints are
is, I said
trash.
the funny thing is, I said this exact same thing week one, and we got beat 49-10. So
We totally did. Okay, but the Saints are actually trash
they
now.
have Spencer Rattler, and they've been sucking, and they haven't looked good. So I believe in my boys, and I'm gonna pick the Saints so I can be happy. I'm gonna pick the Saints so that way if the Panthers win, it'll feel better.
I'm gonna pick the Saints too, but I think it'll be a better game than it was in week one.
We can skip over this part
Nope. I'm
because
gonna talk about it.
okay, let's go.
I really hope to God, as a non-religious man, that Calvin Ridley does not do the crap he did last week, because that is scary.
Yeah, well, he's a different man
But
without D Hop on the team.
I know. But we have this other dude who wears number 0 on defense. I don't know if you ever heard of him. Christian Gonzalez. Um,
Bum.
Stud. Bum.
Just kidding.
Last week on four targets to Devontae Adams, 0 catches, 0 yards, zero nothing. Nuh-uh, nada, nothing. He put the straps on all pro wide receiver, Devontae Adams. Like,
Well,
let's be so
unfortunately,
for real.
there is other
I
guys
think
on
the
the team.
Patriots win. I think our defense is good enough. And we did just trade away Josh Uche for a 6th round pick, but he hasn't done anything. And if our defense can just stay out of trouble with the law, oh my God, our best two players, aside from Christian Gonzalez, are out. Like, aside from Christian Gonzalez and Kyle Duggar, we're down Jabril, we're down Christian Barmore, and our Jalen Polk has not looked promising at all. Um, But I think we can win. I think the teams on terms of how they're playing are very equal, but I think the Patriots can win.
Well,
I think we're 3-6 after this week. Jersey Drake.
what do we know about the kid? He's a stud.
What do we know about the
He
kid? Hopefully he comes
he
back. Hopefully he
hopefully he
comes
comes
back
back. He's limited in
today.
practice. If he
Yep.
plays, then I think they can win this game. If they don't, 2 words, Jeffrey Simmons. I'll leave it at that.
Oh God, no, no.
NCAA basketball. Woo! It's about that time.
It's
And of
about that
course
time.
we have to start off with the best team in the state of North Carolina, the Carolina Tar Heels. They're number 9 in the country, preseason ranked. They are the big brother of the whole entire state. They're just the best team. We've been known this. It will forever
Excuse
stay the
me.
same.
Did you guys make the Final Four last year? Did
I
you
don't
guys
care.
win the ACC championship last
I
year?
don't care. I don't care. I'm more of a I'm more of a prestigious guy. I like the history of the teams personally. So as my very good friend Clay Thompson would do,
Go 0 for 10 with these takes.
six 6 championships they have. Anywho,
We have two.
Carolina, congrats. Carolina, they are preseason ranked number 9 in the nation, and we lose Mondo, we lose Harrison Ingram, prior to best players outside of obviously the best player in all of college basketball, RJ Davis.
Not according to ESPN.
Yeah, no one cares about Cooper Flag. Uh, but RJ Davis comes back. We return Seth Trimble, who actually, and Ellie Cadeau. Seth Trimble actually entered the transfer portal and then decided to take his name out of the transfer portal, which I thought was very
And then
interesting.
he went crazy in that
And then
exhibition
he had
game.
33 in an exhibition game. Anywho, Carolina has a lot of good teams, or got a lot of good players, like guards. Probably, in my opinion, the best guard tandem in the whole entire country. The problem is they don't have any bigs. We have our bigs are questionable. We're bringing
Because
Kate
Armando
Tyson,
and
who,
Harrison Ingram are gone.
yeah, we have Jalen Washington, who has always been a backup, and he's good. Don't get me wrong. I just like it's hard to think about what he's gonna do when we play other elite bigs, like when we play Kansas against Hunter Dickinson. Like, what is he gonna do there? Hopefully
Well, that'll be
rebound.
his
Hopefully play good
time.
defense. Well, I know, and we have then Alan Lubin. Very interesting name, but he's from Vanderbilt. He's pretty good, big himself. Carolina, I'm excited to see what they do this year. I'm very thrilled. I'm happy. We have a very tough non-conference schedule. There's a possibility in which in the next month, Carolina plays Kansas, Alabama, and UConn. That is we are guaranteed to play Kansas and Alabama. UConn and Iowa State are in a tournament. So that is 4 top 10 teams in the first pretty much month of basketball.
You better
And
win them.
if they come out of there with no losses, we're probably looking at the number 1 team in the country. Do I think it's going to
Probably.
happen? I'm optimistic, but we'll see. Moving on, Charlotte. Charlotte is coming off a pretty good year. I think they placed second in the American, or well, actually, I meant record wise. They didn't go far in the tournament. But Charlotte had a pretty good year last year. They lose their best player, Deshaun Jackson, to Iowa State. They return our leading scorer, Lukai Patterson. They return Nick Graves, who's our like point guard. He's pretty good. He's a very good assistant. We return Isaiah Folks, who's like a Malik Monk type dude. They add some transfers, and the team looks promising. I think that we're going to take a step back this year, but definitely a still a fun team. Last year was a fun team to watch. I mean, sometimes as a fan, you can accept your team if they're not, you can make it the fact that they're not very like not the best, but like if teams are if your team is fun to watch, then that's okay. You're okay with losing games as long as your team is fun to watch and you're having fun. Um, but that's all I'm really gonna say about Charlotte. I think they'll do pretty good, but definitely a step back from last year.
Yeah.
I hope they prove me wrong.
Oh yeah, it's Chris Mantis season. So last year we were actually phenomenal. We were 27-7 and 16-2 in conference. And with wins over Auburn, two over JMU, like we had a phenomenal season. Um,
Just
Granted,
couldn't win the
we
tournament.
we lost all of our best players. Trayvon Spillers goes to Wake Forest now. Jordan Marsh, our 5'9" point guard. Uh, I don't know where he transferred to, but he's gone. Justin Abson transferred away. I believe he was the nation's leader in blocks per game. I
Mm.
just remember I watched him have 8 blocks against JMU the second time he played them. So that one was crazy. And we also went 15-0 at home. So you know that home court advantage is a real thing in Boone.
Yo.
Um, we do keep a good amount of our talent though. Chris Mantis is still here. Miles Tate is still here. Miles Tate had a phenomenal game last year against Auburn, actually, which was the first game I went to, and we beat Auburn at home. We stormed the court. It was awesome. It was one of the best things I've ever watched. Um, but do I think my hopes are as high for this season as they were last year? Granted, we lost a lot of the talent. No, but do I think that we can still be competitive within the Sun Belt? Yes. So I think we have a pretty decent year. Do we have as good a year as last year? Probably not. We literally set an App State record in wins, which was awesome. But I cannot wait for, I think it's November 4th is our home opener. And I'm
Yeah, this
so
Monday.
excited for it. I'm so excited for it. And NC State, now typically, I feel like NC State has a very old team, right?
Yeah.
This year, we have a lot of young talent with Michael O'Connell right here being our veteran leader, if you will. We lose DJ Horn, we lose DJ Burns, we lose
Ahmed
Diarra,
Diarra.
a
Is
lot
Ben
of our
Middlebrook still there?
starters. Ben Middlebrooks is still there,
Okay.
but we keep Michael O'Connell, Ben Middlebrooks,
Jaden
Jaden
Taylor.
Taylor is going to be here. Dennis Parker
Dennis
Jr. is still
Parker.
here. So, and we got a bunch of transfers. We got a transfer from Bowling Green, a transfer from Louisville. Um, so I
Pretty
think
much
we
have the
did,
whole Louisville roster.
yeah, yeah. So, um, we managed to keep a lot of our young talent and keep them. And I think a huge part of it was very much um, attributed to our Final Four run and our ACC tournament run, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like without that kind of success, we're getting decommits. People are transferring, going to better schools. And we also bring in Trey Parker, which will be awesome. I'm glad that he's
Love
here now,
you.
and I'm glad he didn't flake on us like Rob Dillingham. Um, you know what
And
Rob
Paul
Dillingham
Mc
doesn't have? A single March Madness win. So, um,
and
granted, he's in the NBA now, so who cares?
Paul McNeil. Or is it O'Neal? I think it's McNeil. Paul McNeil, the 4-star kid that had like 51 in a high school game, or
I have no
61.
idea. I have no
He's
idea.
just he's just 4-star, but he's a stud.
That is hype. Anyways, I think NC State will have a better year record wise than we did last year. Simply because our game won't be the same at all. Like it's not DJ Horn, it's not the DJ's game anymore. So we're gonna have to play a completely different style of basketball probably. And mid-season, Kevin Keats is gonna be in the hot seat like he is every year. Um,
Gotta
so
be.
do I think we have a phenomenal year like we did last year? No. Like I don't think we have that run. Even last year, if you were to ask me that if we were gonna have that run, I would have said no. But yeah, I think NC State is an above 500 team this year. I don't think we're anything special. We're probably right around that 500 range. So That's all I got.
Well, I'll wrap it up for the Stix. We appreciate you watching. We will see you next week. Peace.